When he paid for the Waldorf and points, I knew that I could no longer play this game. JR, you never want to play with me. You don't want me to expose how you were saying that you kicked.
So a friend of mine who's been following along on this story, she got a notification in her inbox about this little issue with Tamar Braxton, Tommie Lee, and Jeremy Robinson. So she forwards it over to me, and I take a look at it just to kind of verify, make sure it's all like legit or whatever. And sure enough, yeah, it is. And she starts sending me more information, videos from Tommie, videos from Tamar, and the one that I want to talk about most is brought to you by the Shade Room, where they had posted an apology that Jeremy had put out in regards to Tamar and his Tommie Lee predicament. So I'm not going to give you the backstory of this right now. What I'm going to do is all of that can be deciphered as I read this apology. Because the reason why the apology stood out to me so much is because I'm not fully convinced that this was him who wrote this. At one point, I was thinking it was ChatGPT, but then some words were used that almost made me think that it was someone that wrote it that was female on his behalf for him. Because I have yet to run into a guy that talks like this. I have yet to see a man talk like this, or I have yet to hear a man talk like this. Just for full disclaimer, we are putting the video up there. So thank you to Blondie87. You can go check out her page. I'll leave a link in the description. Jeremy Robinson starts off by saying, as a man, I stand on being accountable. Now, the thing that he's mentioning about being accountable is the fact that he was having a little side thing going on with Tommie Lee, supposedly, as he wants us to believe, while he still had feelings for Tamar Braxton. The reason why I say while they still had feelings is because there is a word that's used in this exact same letter that makes me think that at the time it wasn't anything more than feelings because there was no relationship there.
He don't owe me no loyalty when we broke up. Shit, I could have went out with his homeboy. What's up? It's all fair game.
Now, because this guy does have a, as he puts it, base law firm in ATL, naturally, when he and Tommie Lee met up, they went to the Atlanta Hawks game. She even posted about it. Now, as for what they did after, who knows, right? But I think this whole thing blew far out of proportion when Tamar, she was very vocal on stage saying that she had to go get her man back.
That's why I had to go get my man back, y'all. And I know y'all lying. If y'all thought I was gonna let my man go because he took some crackhead to a basketball game.
As she knows that y'all are lying. If you really thought that she was gonna let her man go because he went to some basketball game with a crackhead. And this is what pushed Tommie to then respond. But in Jeremy's letter, he says, I never should have gone out with that lady. And my question would be, who are you talking about, that lady? What lady? So what, he doesn't know names now? And I'm going to presume as well that the going out that he's talking about is at the basketball game, being seen in public with someone else while you have Tamar doing what? Sitting on the sidelines in the meantime, waiting on you? So he says, I never should have had conversations with that lady. And the conversations that he's referring to is the initial DM that they had between one another. So when this guy says, I regret all of it, I should have never done that to Tamar. She's an amazing woman. Yeah, I'll bet she's an amazing woman. One that you just embarrassed. I'm not just talking about being seen at the Hawks game with somebody else. No, this is deeper than that. Way deeper. Because not only did she now have to deal with that, if what's being said is true, Tommie Lee had put it on notice that this man was doing nothing but throwing shade at this girl. Hear me. Keep personal and family business inside. Any man would tell you, you don't share how well or how poorly your woman is doing with someone else. I'm telling y'all, this is Pandora and Yvette all over again. See, if you don't get that reference, think about the movie Baby Boy. Do you remember when Pandora was giving Yvette that look in the office? And that feeling that Yvette must have felt knowing that this girl has something on her now? Yeah, well this is worse. Because not only was this man talking trash, he was talking about he kicked her out, that she went and stayed with her mom. He was talking about the size of her crowd. You know what? Matter of fact, let Tommie tell it.
All I said was he had a nice suit. And from there, he was thirsty. He wanted to fly me out. What's wrong with me going to a game? What is wrong with the situation is that that is your man, as you call it. That is your man. He knew it was a situation with me and you. And he was down. He was down to play op games. I wouldn't take nothing like that serious, my love. That ate my and I sent him on his way. It wasn't I don't know, middle class house that he lives in Atlanta. It wasn't the Bentleys, because I drive a Rolls Royce, that got me. It wasn't, I don't know, the slick part thing he got going on. It wasn't none of that. It was when he paid for the Waldorf in points. I knew that I could no longer play this game. So it was a one night thing. He never got no thing. JR, you never want to play with me. You don't want me to expose how you were saying that you kicked her out and she went back to her mother's house. Not Mrs. Braxton, not Mrs. Not Mrs. Singer with the sold out tour that JR also told me was flex. It was cap. It was she flexing. She don't have no soul. That shit between me and you was his exact words. The tour not sold out. He said you was messy. He said you went back to your mother's house. He told me a lot of things that he shouldn't tell a stranger. I just met this man less than a week. Love, if that's your man, as you say, then you need to check him. You need to really check him and check your situation and really see if you're sleeping with the enemy or not. I am not your problem. I don't know you. I was drunk. I wish I was drunk right now. I wish I was drunk. Because now, that I'm about to post your shit, AR. I'm about to post your mother. I tried to just let you eat my for the slaves. For the slaves. That's how I calling me a crackhead. I did it for us. For us. Pink. You got me. Now I'm about to post your.
Because she should be supporting you. Yes. And then when he went after her, then she came out with a comment, of course. Yeah. But I haven't, between you and I talked to Tamar. And
his favorite words, between you and I.
When I said I didn't want to be with her.
Oh.
She's been trying to get with me ever since.
Oh.
She's been trying to get with me every fucking day since.
Kind of corny ass. Bitch, please. You know what I'm going to do to you, boy. Sit on your head.
We did.
Me, I should have just reported. I should have recorded his head in my ass. I should have recorded that. But you know, I try to keep the moment personal. He never me. But the sad situation is, like, we're black, Tamar. I could say your name. I know I'm not a crackhead. I live too well, baby, and I've never indulged in drugs. I don't have to keep saying that y'all gonna run with whatever. But we're two black girls letting this, I'm not even gonna say the race or whatever, play with us. Like, tighten up. Tighten up, my girl. I'm not your issue. That issue. And sleeping with people like that and trusting them, this be the problem. Y'all be sold for the and then wanna, yeah, we had an issue. Yes, I'm gonna play with you. I'm gonna play with you. But once I seen the severity of the situation, I was like, damn, this is kind of action. Because I'm at home right now with my man and we laugh together. We don't give a about this internet. And he would never talk to you. You could never get that look your way up. Now go kiss him in the mouth. Yeah, I know you're trying to sell that book. And another thing, you don't wear the motherfucking suit. You look like Jiminy Cricket. I lied. We see why she wanted Krishan to be at her sold out tour. Now we see. Nobody would even know, babe. Nobody was checking. Nobody knew, which was my exact point to begin with. Nobody would know. And you keep little shit like this going up and going on because nobody would know. You need to channel that energy, love. Have a seat on the couch. Before I start my day, this is the last one. I cannot carry throughout my day on this nonsense. But babe, you need some healing. You need a tad bit of healing. Word from the alleged crackhead. You need some healing. Good day, guys.
Exactly. You don't ever give somebody else ammunition so that they could use against your girl, because you never know if they're going to do exactly what she did, which is put you on blast. And now your girl's integrity has to come into question, because if she knows that you went around talking her business, her concert sizes, that she was kicked out of your house, allegedly, and she stays with you, who's the real fool?
That's why I had to go get my man back, y'all. y'all thought I was gonna let my man go because he took some crackhead to a basketball game while we was broke up. No, man. That was not my man. He don't owe me no loyalty when we broke up. Shit, I could have went out with his homeboy. What's up? It's all fair game when you broke up, bitch. Don't get it f***ed up. It's a good man, Savannah.
But hear this one part out after. He says, I did some dumb S while I was single. Let that sink in for a moment. I did some dumb things, he didn't say the word things, he used a different word, while I was single. 2 questions. How long were you single? And if you were single, why is it dumb? Because I gotta call the earlier part of what you said into question now. I never should have had conversations with her. I never should have gone out with that lady. Why? You single. Why? Why shouldn't you take a lady out? Why shouldn't you talk to another lady? If you're single, you could do as you please. And if she's single, she can do as she pleases. Unless you're talking about I should have never spread your business while I was single, then that I get. But if you're saying that I never should have had conversations with her, I regret all of it, I never should have gone out with that lady, then the obvious question would be why, if you are a single man and she is a single woman, then you can do as you please. But what do y'all think about that part? Let me wrap this up. He says, I love her and I'm glad I have my woman back. If you did half of the stuff that I even heard about what you did, then yeah, that needs to be called into question. Because you might have just given that chick a license. Some of y'all probably know what a license is. If you don't, ask your parents. So Jeremy wraps up with, this too shall pass, and I'll spend the rest of my life protecting my queen. You know, I don't usually use the word cringe, and I usually don't feel that cringy feeling running up my spine. But for some reason, when I read that, I don't know why, and this might just be a me thing, but it didn't sit well. So we got a little trash talking triangle. So that's the nature of this apology. Jeremy will spend the rest of his life protecting his queen. How are you going to protect her, Jeremy? Are you going to protect her heart, which you damaged? Are you going to protect her trust, which you might have lost? Are you going to protect her reputation, which you tainted? I think I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt, which if she's not there just for the money, and if everything that is said was true, and she's still willing to go back, then you know what? Maybe you two actually deserve each other. In which case, all the best to you. As for this letter though, tell me this thing doesn't sound like ChatGPT wrote it. Initially when I read this thing, I really did think it was a bot or Gork or some form of OpenAI that wrote this thing on his behalf. I mean, I have yet to hear a man quote Yolanda Adams saying this too shall pass in writing an apology letter. This almost sounds like ChatGPT or Tamar wrote it. So let me know what it is that you guys think. Do you think this is a genuine love match made in heaven and that he's truly apologetic and will spend the rest of his life protecting his queen, his lady, his woman? Or is there more to this story? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you guys again for the next one. Be easy, y'all.
When he paid for the Waldorf in points, I knew that I could no longer play this game.